Hello guys, welcome back. So in today's video, we'll be taking a look at how to work with tables in Microsoft Word. All right. So without wasting time, let's get started. Okay. So I'm going to open Microsoft Word. All right. So what are tables? Tables are used to represent data in rows and columns. All right. So tables are made up of rows and columns. They are used for representing data. Okay, so to insert a table, of course you need to go to the insert tab. All right, so under the insert tab you're going to see table. Okay, so there are so many ways that you can insert table. As you can see, you can just, depending on, first of all, before you insert a table, you need to know the size or the type of table to insert. All right, so you ask yourself how many number of rows do you need in this table and how many number of columns that you need in the table. Okay, you need to know these numbers prior to the time of creation. As you can see, when I hover on this, you can see this is currently on down a little. You can see this is 4 by 1. Okay, this simply means we're going to have 4 columns and 1 row. If I scroll down a little, this is 3 by 3 table. So it means we have 3 columns and 3 rows. Okay, so depending on the number of columns or rows that I need, all I need to do is just drag. If I keep on dragging like this, you're going to see that the table is coming up in respect to that. Okay, so the other option is for us to just go to insert table. So I think that is the method I'm going to use. So I'll just go to insert table. Now here I need to tell the system the number of columns that I need and the number of rows that I want to have in my table. Okay, so let's assume I want to create a table of 5 columns and 10 rows. Okay, so that will be 5 by 10. Okay, so I'm going to leave the column. I can click here to increase the number or decrease it from here. So I'm going to leave it on 5. Then the number of rows, let's say we want to create 10 rows. Okay, so I'll just increase this number to 10, or you can simply clear this and type in 10 from your keyboard. Then when you're done, you can just click on OK. So as you can see, we have a very simple table here. Of course, tables are made up of borders. So these lines that you see here, we call them table borders. So these are the borders. Now a box in a table here, we call them cell. Okay, this is like this now is a cell. One of these box that you can see here, this is a cell. This also is a cell. Okay, so now if you take a look at this table, at the top you can see a box at the top. This is where you select the entire table. Once I click on this, you notice that the entire table is being selected. So I can click on it and drag my table to the bottom or take it to any position that I want the table to appear. All right, so that is that. Let me undo this. So I'll press Ctrl Z to undo it. Okay, now if I select this table again, at the bottom left, at the bottom right, you will notice that there is a symbol. There is a symbol here. That is where you can increase the size of your table. Once the cursor changes to this arrow sign, you can click and drag. This is where we can increase the height, or let's say the height of the table or the width of the table, right? You can play around with this depending on what you want to achieve. So as you can see, I'm dragging and I'm increasing the height. I want to reduce the height down, and let's increase the width. So you can play around with this depending on what you want. Okay, so let's start typing in our table. So I want to create a list of let's say students on this table. So I'm going to have the first thing to type here is serial number. I'm going to have serial number. I'm going to have full name. Let's say we have full name. Okay, full name of the student, and we're going to have the test score of that particular student. Let's say test. Then let's say we're going to have exam. We want to have something like exam. Then we also have the total score of that particular student. Okay, so this is very easy. Let me increase this a little. All right, so let's add serial numbers to this student. So the first person is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Okay, so let's assume we want to add a row because we're thinking of having 10 students. Okay, so if I just come to the bottom, you're going to see a plus symbol will come up. Just click on the plus symbol and that will be added by default. That's that is how to add another row. That is how to add a row on a table. So this is going to be 9. So let's add another. Okay, let's assume okay, let me just add this again. I'm going to click on the plus symbol, this plus symbol, then this is going to be my 10. Okay, if you want to add it in between, as you can see, as I'm hovering, the plus symbol is coming up. If I want to add it in between, if I want to add a new rule in between 5 and 6, all I need to do is to click on the plus symbol. Let's click on it. As you can see, we've added a new rule here, right? But I don't need that rule. I just needed to show you how that is being done. Now what next? Let's make the we're going to select the first rule where we have the serial number, the full name, text, and exam. We're going to select this. To select, all you need to do is take your cursor to the front of that row. Just click in front of that row and that rule will be highlighted. Okay, now I need to go back to home and I'm going to make this text bold and I'm going to increase the font size to something like 18. I think this is cool. Now let's start typing the names of the students. All right, so let's say the first person is Sani Ibrahim. Okay, I'll use my down arrow to navigate to the next cell. This is Jibril Ali. Okay, I'll press my down arrow. This is Musa Isa. Okay, this is John Okafor. Okay, the next student is Halima Audu. Okay, let's see what can we have here. Let's see, we have Mary. Yeah, let's give it to Mary. Okay, Mary edit. Okay, let's see edit. Then we have Ali Musa. Okay, let's have another student, Yusuf or Usman Ali. Okay, this is Audu Abdul. Okay, let's see, we have I'm running out of let's see, let's think of a name. I need a female name. So let's see, Miriam Yunusa, for example, Yunusa. Then the last student, let's give it to Aminu Abbas. All right, so these are the list of our students. Now let's give them a test score from 0 to 10. All right, so the first student, we're going to give him 5, 7. Let's give this one 3, this one 9, this one 5. This is let's say 2, this is 7, this is 8, this is 5, and we'll give this one, let's say this is serious students, we'll give this one 10. Now what about the exam score? So we're going to give them exam score of, let's say 40, 56, 23, 40, 54. Let's say 16. Let's say we'll give this one 46. This is 35. This is let's see 27, 34. Next is let's see 27. Okay, we also have 27. Let's give this one 28. Well, this one will give this one no, we cannot. Let's say 29. All right, so okay, now let's assume we want to increase or we want to add up the test. We want to add a column. All right, so but before we add a column, let's see how to adjust or reduce the width of a cell. For example, the width of a column. All right, so as you can see, this is just a serial number and the width of the serial number, this column, is too much. We want to reduce the size. For us to do that, all you need to do is to take our cursor to the line on that column. Once it changes to this plus symbol, all you need to do is just click on it and drag to the left. Okay, that is how to reduce the size of our column. All right, the width of the column. All right, that is the width. Okay, so we have full name test. Now let's assume after completing this table, we need to add um, another test score. For example, the student had test 1 and test 2 before writing their final exam. All right, so how do we add the test 1? Okay, sorry, how do we add the second test column? Okay, before we can do that, let's change this from test 1 to, sorry, from test to test 1. Okay, so this is going to be our test 1. Now we need to add another column after test 1 so that we're going to have test 2. Now to do that, we just need to click on the plus symbol. So I'm going to click on this plus symbol, and here I'll just type in, this will become our test 2. So this is how simple it is. I'm going to do that again. Ctrl Z. Now to add a column, you can either right click, sorry, you can either select that column, you right click, then you select insert, then you select where, that is the direction to add that column. Okay, as you can see, we have insert column to the left, that is if you want to add a column after test 1. Okay, we also have insert column to the right if you want to add a column after the exam score. Okay, so our goal here is to add to the left. Okay, so I'm going to click on this. You can see we achieve the same result. All right, so but the easiest way to get this done is just to come to this position and click on the plus symbol, and of course your column is going to be added. So we're going to name this is test 2, as simple as that. So all you need to do is just to type in the test scores, okay, for test 2. But I don't have time to do that. All I need, what I want to do is, I'm a lazy typist, so I'm just going to highlight the test score there. Then I'll come here and hit Ctrl V to paste. All right, so I just copied this test score here and repeated it here. That is, after selecting, press Ctrl C. Then you click on the first cell, then you hit Ctrl V to paste. Now, if you take a look at our table, you notice that the total column is already out of the A4 sheet, right? It's already out of our screen. So all I need to do is to resize the width of the table to bring it in. That is to ensure that all the columns are appearing. All right, so what next? How do we delete? We've seen how to add rule. We've also seen how to add column. Now, how do we delete a rule and a column? Now, to delete, first of all, you need to highlight or select that particular column that you want to delete. Now, after highlighting, for you to highlight is very simple. Just take your cursor to the top of that column. You'll notice that my cursor has changed to a dark arrow. Okay, so once it changes to this position, all I need to do is to click on it. Then I will now right click, sorry, just click on it. Then of course the delete option will come up here. All you need to do is to, can you see we have delete? It's telling you delete, right? Just click on delete, then you select column. We are actually deleting the column, not row. If it is a row, you just select row. If it is a complete table that you want to delete, you click on delete table. But then we actually want to delete just the column, so I'm going to click on delete column. Okay, so I cannot increase this. Now you can see that column is gone. Now, how do we delete a row? How can we delete a row? To delete a row, just select that particular row. I've shown you how to select a row. Just go to the front of that row, take your cursor to the front of that row, then you click. Okay, or you can manually just double click in the first cell. Just double click on in the first cell, just like I did. But I think the easiest part is just go to the front of that row and click. That row is going to be selected. Then the delete option will come. Click on delete. Click on delete, then scroll down to where you see delete rules. Once you click on delete rule, that rule is going to be deleted. As simple as that. So one important thing I want to show you here is how to let's see how to increase the borders. Okay, how to draw borders, right? we want to increase the size of this border, that is the width of this border. To actually do this, okay, before that we can actually change the style or the design of our table. Okay, now to do that we can just go to design. We have layout. When working with table, you can go to design or layout. Okay, if you click on let's go to design. Now under this design you can pick the samples. We have different types of design of tables here, so just select the one you feel is okay. Just go through them and pick the one you feel best suits your work. In my own case, I'm going to click on this. Now depending on the one you select, you're going to see that your table has changed to that particular design. Let me just take this to the left hand side a little. Now let me increase the height of this table. Now you can see how my table has turned to. Okay, so this is what happens in design. You can change your design to suit in what you actually want. So as you can see, as I'm hovering, my table is actually changing to the design. So I'll just click on this. Let me bring this in. Let me bring the complete columns in. Okay, so this is how easy it is to work with table. You can do a lot with this. There's what we call let me undo this again. Now this is our initial table. Now let's take a look at cell merging. Now how do you merge cell? That is, how do you combine cells to make it one? Like you join one or two cells to become one. In MS Word we call it cell merging. Okay, for you to merge a cell, you must first of all highlight the cells. Just select the cells that you want to merge. For you to select is very easy. Let's assume I want to merge test 1 and test 2, and I want to change it to something like CA. Okay, I want to change them from test 1. I want to change test 1 and test 2 to become 1. I want to merge them to become 1, and I'll change the text from test 1, test 2 to continuous assessment, that is CA. Okay, so I need to highlight the two cells. To do that, I'll just click on the first cell, then I'll hold my shift, then I'll use my right arrow and highlight the two cells. Okay, so all I need to do is to right click on the cells, on the selected cells, then I'll go to merge cells. You're going to see we have merge cells. Okay, so you can see those two cells have become one. So I'm going to remove this text, and instead of test 1, test 2, I'll just put CA. All right, that is continue assessment. Now I can just take this text to the middle by hitting Ctrl E. It's going to take the text to the middle. So this is my CA, continue assessment. So both test 1 and test 2, they now have one heading. Okay, so that is how to do cell merging. We can also do same to this. Let me just add a row. I'm going to add 2 rows here. Now let's assume I want to merge these cells. Let me highlight the cells first. Let me select the cells. I'll hold my control, then I'll hit the right arrow. Now let's assume I want to merge this how many cells? These 9 cells. Okay, these are you can see this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, it's 8 cells. Now I want to merge them to become one. Okay, as the first thing to do is just highlight them, just like what I've done. Then I will right click on them, then we'll go to where? Merge cells. So once you click on merge cells, those cells are going to become one. That is how to merge the cells. Now after merging cells, let's assume after merging we want to return them back to their original number of cells. So we want to split, we call it cell splitting. That is cell splitting. Now to do cell splitting, first of all you need to highlight that particular cell, the merge cell. In this case, as you can see, I have highlighted the cell. Now you need to right click. I will now right click. After right clicking, you're going to see we have, instead of merge cell, we are now seeing split cells. Okay, this is how to bring back the cells to the original numbers. So I'm just going to click on split cell. Now you can see the system is asking me for the number of columns that I want to have in this split cell and the number of rows. Okay, originally the math cell has 2 rows and how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. It has 4 columns, then 2 rows, right? So I'm going to change this from 2 to 4. So I'm going to increase this 4 columns, then 2 rows, right? I'm going to increase this one to 2, then I'll click on OK. As you can see, we've gotten back the original number of what columns and the original number of rows. As you can see, all we need to do is just for us to adjust them, and we've gotten back our cells. So this is how easy it is to work with table. So there are lots of other things you can do with table. Things like, if you go to let's say layout. All right, so let's go back to design. Sorry, select the table. Let's go back to home. Under home, there's what we call borders, right? You can see this is where we get to see the borders. Borders are the outer lines of this table that you can see. So under here, you can see we have different types of borders. We have the bottom border, top border, left border, right border. If you don't want the table to have border, you can click on no border. If you want to bring in all the borders of the table, you can click on all borders. Okay, so let's see. Let's assume we want to remove the border lines for these cells that we just selected. Okay, let's assume I want to remove the border lines. Let's select to this to the top. Now I want to remove the border line. All I need to do is to go back to home. Under home, I'll select borders. Then I'll just need to click on no borders just to remove the border lines. Okay, as you can see, we have removed the border lines of these cells. Okay, this is how simple it is to get this done. Now to bring back these border lines, all you need to do is to highlight or select those cells. Select the cells, then go back to home. Under home, you go to borders, then you click on all borders. Okay, just click on all borders. Once I click on all borders, you can see the borders are back. Then you can also draw the borders yourself. Okay, how do you do this? How do you draw borders yourself? Okay, all you need to do is just go back to home. To draw border, go back to home. Under border, you're going to see draw table. Okay, so just click on draw table. Now you need to just click on the lines where you want those borders to appear. As you can see, I'm using this tool to draw my borders. Okay, just the way I want them. All right, so you can see this is how easy it is to work with table. In case you have any question, you can drop your question in the comment section, and I'll be super happy to attend to answer your questions. All right, so let's go back to home, borders. Sorry, let's go back to design, draw table. I'm going to this layout, then draw table. I'm going to drop that too. Okay, so let's take a look at the different types of designs of table that we have. So I think before we picked up a particular design, let me scroll down. Yeah, let's go with this. So this is the beautiful design that we picked the other time. Okay, so let's delete these rules. I'm going to highlight, if you want to highlight multiple rules. First of all, highlight the first rule, then you press down your shift, then you use your down arrow to select the remaining one. After that, then you just need to right click on the selected rules, then you click on, in this time we're going to delete them, so I'll click on delete rules, and as simple as that, that is how we were able to delete those rules. Okay, so if you have any question, you can feel free to drop it in the comment section, and I'll be super happy to attend to your questions. So please give this video a thumbs up if you actually got a value in this video, and hit the subscribe button if you have not, so that for you to be able to get amazing videos like this. All right, so for now, bye.